We have a little guy here that is walking in the snow. Okay. Now, if you have ever had to try and draw any kind of particle animation without a particle animation assist, right? Some kind of a plugin or some kind of a powerful app that allows you to do particle animation in 2D or whatever, you know that this is not fun. This takes a long time. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, because I'm sure you can guess that if you're using paths, this really takes a lot of the work out of the equation. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at the snow. So the snow is on this layer here. Okay, we've got snow there. And we've got some more, I think. Let's see, where did I put it? Is this it? Yep. So I've got 2 layers of snow. And all the snow is, if you look, is a few little marks made with a brush. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and recreate this for you. All right, I'll make a new layer, and I'll turn off this layer up here. So now we have nothing at all. We'll come down to this new layer, and I'll go ahead and open up my recents, and I can see which brushes I was using in this document, which, by the way, I created about 4 or 5 months ago, right? So very useful to be able to have that brush history. Otherwise, I would have forgotten what I was using. But there's that grungy inker brush, which I used for the snow. I'll just grab a white color, and we'll come in here, and I'll just do what I did before, which is make a few of these flakes. Make sure I put a few behind him there. Okay, nice. That only took a few seconds. What we'll do now is we'll go ahead and take this and add a path. All right. And I'm just going to do this. I'm going to start off the canvas, which you can do, which is great. I can start off the canvas, and I'm just going to do kind of a wavy line like that. Great. Now I'll do another one with a different pattern right there. Do another one. And another one here. And another one there. Now you might be saying, well, Kyle, what about when they get to the end of the path? I see that the whole sky is empty. That doesn't look real. Don't worry. Look over here. Add multiples. Let's go ahead and kick that up to 2. Now what it's going to do is it's going to throw that same animation in a sequence behind, okay, what you originally put down. So you've got that layer moving down, and the moment it gets about 50% of the way down, boom, another one comes right behind it. And now you get this happening. Pretty great. But you can also scatter it. For those of you who use brushes in Photoshop and understand what scattering is, you're taking any element, whether it's a brush stamp or some other object that is going to move along a path, and you're allowing it to jump a certain percentage of the way off of that path, up, down, left, right. So this scattering is going to allow me to then do even more impressive things. And then down here at the bottom, you have randomize. That's going to make it even more random, so that it's not only moving off of the path, okay, but it's actually taking the path itself and allowing the path to move off of itself and transform and change in a random fashion. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll do 3 multiples or 4 multiples of this. You want heavy snow, okay? And then best of all, because this is a layer, in and of itself, I can control the layer opacity. So here I can just knock that down. Let's go down to like about 50% or thereabouts. So there's my background snow, if you will. Okay. And check this out. Let's go ahead and take this layer, tap on it. Whoops, get rid of the path. There we go. We'll tap on this. We'll duplicate the layer. Right here are my options for duplication, copying, all that stuff. Let's duplicate the layer, and we'll just take that layer and drag it on up above our line art and all that stuff, not above my signature, because that's the most important thing. And then we're going to take that layer and bump that layer opacity up to 100. Okay, so now we have a duplicate of that layer. But the cool thing is, I can now modify, okay, all this stuff. So right now, I have the snow falling at a certain speed in the background, 48 frames per second. But I'm going to take that number And for this frame here, I'm going to put it at 100 frames per second. Okay. Sorry, 48 times 2 is 98. Wait, what's 48 times 2? 96. There we go. That's what we're trying to do. Boop. So it's gonna fall at half the speed of the original. So now when I hit play all, I've got snow falling at different speeds in the illustration in the background and in the foreground. The background snow is less opaque, okay, and the foreground snow. Oh, now it's going in both directions. Boomerang snow. Loop. Loopity loop. There we go. That looks more like snow. What do you think?
It looks like a parallax scrolling somewhere.
Exactly. So now this is an easy way to do parallax. Don't forget, you can use vectors as well. And the cool thing about vectors in Fresco is you can draw them off of your canvas. So if I wanted to, we could come down to the very bottom here. There we go. Where are we? Here. And let's go ahead and add a layer down there. Where are we? We'll use this as a vector layer. Okay, so I'll grab a vector brush. And we'll use a nice light color. And I'm going to draw this background basically in vector. Okay. Grab my paint bucket tool and just fill that. Okay. And I'm going to add a motion path to that. So I zoom way out, draw a path, and I'm going to have this path move from here to here. Okay. See that? Slow it down. What was the 96 is what we wanted, right? For the slow moving stuff, 96 frames. So I just tap on that. 96. Now I've got a little background that's moving behind him. Okay, so when I hit play all, now I've got foreground action, I've got a background action, I've got snow in the back, I've got snow in the front, right? If I think I got too much snow, I can always simply tap on it, go up to that top layer where we have the motion for the snow right there. And I can look at my paths, right? And let's go ahead and get rid of this one and get rid of that one. Much better. And now we can play all. I've got a little less snow there and a moving background.